Good afternoon, class. So today I'm going to speak to you all about a very controversial subject. I'm going to speak to you all about women in combat roles of the military. We're going to speak to you all about the physical limitations as well as the psychological limitations that I have personally seen in many studies that have been taken in my career field. It's going to be dangerous. This type of mindset can be detrimental to mission success. Now, I know, as I said, that this is a very controversial subject, and so by no means do I mean to offend anybody from this video and from this speech. It's purely a persuasive speech, an opinionated speech, and so please take it as such. With that being said, I do have some experience with military and being in a combat type of environment. With that being said, let's get started first with the psychological aspect of women in combat roles. Can women do what men do in a combat environment? Absolutely. Yes, they absolutely can. There are some physically fit women out there. You see it in the CrossFit games, women competing amongst men or in the same limelight as men. So this isn't a physical limitation aspect per se. However, the psychological aspect is a huge key component in military successful operations. So, men naturally protect women. For instance, if a man sees a woman in trouble, what would be your first instinct? To protect or to turn around and run? For me, it would be to protect. So I look out and I see a woman in danger. I'm going to do everything possible to run out and try to help that person, that woman, because I'm fearful that she is going to have a harder time just because that is the natural way that a man thinks. It's inevitable. It's been like that since the beginning of time. Men will naturally protect women. Physical limitations of women being pregnant. Women, more so, are able to carry larger loads in front when they're pregnant, near their stomach region. Where men, for decades, for centuries, since men have been alive, have been carrying large amounts of weight on their back. It's just the way that men are built. The structure of the way men and women are built is just different. And there have been many studies, like I said, in my career field from universities that have proven this over time. The endurance of a man is much more than the endurance of a woman, just because of the way that we have evolved over time. So with that being said, with some of the psychological issues of a man wanting to protect a woman, some of the physical limitations that I've already discussed are women natural being pregnant. They're able to carry a large amount of weight in front. Also, the expectations of a fitness level. In combat roles, you need to be extremely physically fit because it's extremely draining. The adrenaline rush that it continues to spike, running around, dodging things, diving behind things if you need to. It is very, very imperative that there is not a weak link in the chain and that everybody is at their top peak performance. Again, women can be just as fit as men, possibly even more fit. I do believe that. However, with that being said, there are certain areas of the country where women just are not looked the same as men, and that is very sad. I feel terrible that that is the way it is, but that's just how it works. And so, if something should happen where a woman becomes vulnerable because of the positions that they're put in, then there is that also to consider. There are a lot of times with my specific career field where we're out in the middle of nowhere, where it is just 12 individuals or 13 individuals all at once. And things can get a little bit crazy. And at times, it's just easier when you don't have, I guess, certain needs that are needing to be fulfilled, or a competition-wise, people might try to prove themselves more to a certain individual. So it's very important that everybody just plays their key role and that unity and the teamwork remains the same. So, women in combat roles. I discussed some of the psychological aspects as well as some of the physical limitations that I foresee. how it can hinder operations, and why I do not personally think that it is a great idea for women to partake in combat roles. Can women be just as physically fit? Absolutely. They can even be more physically fit. I do believe that. But the physiological and the psychological effects that, and also the differences in men versus women, it's just not a good mix for a combat role environment. Again, I appreciate you all listening to this speech. I do not intend it to be taken in any bad way. This is not how the main military thinks. This is just personal opinion and my persuasion of it. And I hope you take it with the right mindset, and I do not offend anybody. But I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Thank you for your time.